So I've made a couple of reactions to Dutch football recently, looking at the Dutch love of international football tournaments like the World Cup and the Euros, looking at the Dutch fans at this year's Euro 2024, how they created such an amazing atmosphere in Hamburg, and I wanted to watch some more Dutch football videos. And I seen this one, it's the 25 best Netherlands players of all time. Now, obviously lists like this are very subjective, so I'm going to guess that probably no one will agree with this. There might be players missing on here. If there is any great players from Netherlands football history that are not on this list, please tell me about them in the comments. I want to watch this because I said on previous videos, I have a generally good knowledge of Dutch football from, say, the late 80s onwards, all the big players and so on, but I don't really know too much about the players before that, apart from Cruyff, of course. So hopefully I'll learn about some players on this, and just really interested to know the list. I'm sure Cruyff will be top, but I want to see what the rest of the list is like. Tell me what you think about this. Tell me your favourite Dutch player and why they're your favourite as well. Let's watch this. The 25 best Netherlands players of all time. Number 25. Wim Surbier. Okay, this is already a player I have never heard of. Right back, played from the 60s until 1982, so that's probably why I don't know him. Looks like he was at Ajax for a long time, 442 games, so a bit of an Ajax legend, I'm going to guess. Good career for the Netherlands national team as well. 3 European Cups, 7 Dutch titles as well. Let me just see, he seems highly decorated. 4 Dutch Cups as well, so yeah, he's a winner. Frank de Boer, a player I know quite well. I'm a Rangers fan, so I knew when... Interesting thing, when he came to us, about his first 4 or 5 matches, he was man of the match, playing centre half. He was a Rolls Royce of a player, so good. His left foot, just a classy player. Even though we had him right at the end of his career, still so good. Another Ajax legend. And yeah, him and his brother obviously went to Barcelona as well. A Netherlands legend as well, captain of the country. Yeah, highly decorated. Well, a lot of titles he's won. Great centre half. Okay, another player I've not heard of, William van Hanegem. Looks like he had quite the career. Played for Feyenoord, so a bit, yeah, played mostly for Feyenoord by the looks of it. Velox SC, I don't know that team. Central midfield. Tell me more about him, again from the 1960s to the 80s, so a bit of a legend in the 70s, won 1 European Cup as well. Tell me more about his style of play. What kind of player was he? Oh, Mark Overmars, what a player, because during the late 90s, early 2000s, I also had a bit of a soft spot for Arsenal. They were my favourite English team, the Invincibles. But Overmars, what a player on the left-hand side, man. Just skinning everybody alive on the left. Yeah, part of that amazing Ajax team of the mid-90s. So many legends in that team as well. Another play for Barcelona. A lot of games. So the good thing about him is he won titles in a lot of different countries as well. Jaap Stam. Definitely. Would you say Jaap Stam... where would he rate in the best centre defenders for Netherlands? He was a giant. Obviously, I remember him mostly from Manchester United. Just a monster of a player. Obviously, Sir Alex Ferguson loved him, and I think they had a bit of a falling out near the end. Yeah, another great centre half. Saying my centre half pairing for Netherlands would be De Boer and Jaap Stam. Van Persie. I mean, Netherlands just been so blessed with great strikers. Van Persie, Van Nistelrooy, Van Basten, Bergkamp, Cruyff himself. Like, so many just these, like, elite level strikers. Van Persie, that goal scoring record. One thing I remember about Van Persie, when Feyenoord played Rangers, about the time he played for Feyenoord the first time, he beat one of our players and he looked back at him and blew him a kiss. I was so pissed when he did that, but it's some great shithousery, man. Great player again. Koeman, okay, another left winger, again from the 50s, another Feyenoord legend, pretty much played most of his career there, 487 games, 84 goals. Yeah, I like the old Feyenoord shirt as well, still got that classic Czech pattern, number 18, Wesley Sneijder. Well, quite high actually for Wesley Sneijder. But I mean, the trophy count speaks for itself there. Ari Han, okay, a player again I don't know. Defensive midfielder, Ajax, Anderlecht. Tell me more about him. I'm interested to know more. Please tell me about these players from the 60s and 70s. These are the players I don't really know too much about. 16. Virgil, quite high as well. Better than Frank de Boer. Now that is arguable. I don't want to be controversial here, but I would have Jaap Stam and Frank de Boer above Virgil van Dijk. He's a brilliant player, don't get me wrong, just a class A centre-half, but Frank de Boer and Jaap Stam surely above him, man. Ruud Gullit, okay, left back. A lot of games for Ajax as well. A lot of Ajax players on here. They've had a conveyor belt of talent for decades. Rob Rensenbrink, another left winger. So Netherlands obviously produce a lot of great left wingers as well. Let's see, another player for Anderlecht actually. Played a lot. Jesus. Look at that goal scoring record. 176 goals in 308 games for a left winger. Decent record for the country as well. 14 goals in 40 odd appearances. Really interested to learn it. Oh, Kluivert, man. Forgot about Kluivert when I was talking about the strikers there, but he was like just one of these classy finishers, man. Barcelona there, but again, that mid-90s Ajax team, such a young player and still banging in so many goals. Played for PSV as well. I didn't realise he'd went to PSV later in his career. What's it like when players play for like Ajax, Feyenoord or PSV and then end up playing for another one of the always universally hated? I know Cruyff did that. A lot of big players have did it. Sorry. But when a player goes from like Rangers to Celtic or Celtic to Rangers, they never go directly, but there's been a few players that have went later in their career. They don't really get a lot of love to start with ever, honestly. Ruud van Nistelrooy, deadly striker, man. Deadly. What a guy. Another Alex Ferguson signing for Manchester United. Edgar Davids, I said on one of my previous videos, one of my favourite players ever when he was at Juventus. Davids and Zidane at centre mid. Can you ask for better than that? The fighter, the aggressiveness of Davids, the classiness of Zidane. And Davids had a lot of class as well. Very skillful player. You can see by his career, played for most of the big clubs in Europe there. Ajax, AC, Juventus, Barcelona, Inter. Maybe not Spurs, Crystal Palace or Barnet, but great career. What a fighter. Just like all action. Centre mid, love him. Clarence Seedorf, even better. Well, can't say better, but I mean, yeah, I guess you can say better. The first player to win the Champions League is so many different clubs as well. Jeez, did he not win the Champions League 4 times actually? I think, if I'm right. But a born winner, man. An absolute beast of a player as well. All round just excellent. Van der Sar, one of the best goalkeepers, not just in Netherlands history, but in the history of football. Can't believe he played for Fulham as well, man. Ajax, Man U, but Fulham. So it was a weird one, but still a great one. Robin as well. Deadly striker. I mean, I feel like that's quite high for Robin. I didn't expect him to be so high as well, but that signature cut in, shoot with the left. Absolutely unstoppable player. Didn't realise he was he captained Netherlands as well, actually. Frank Rijkaard, man, what a player as well. This is when I was first, like, very, very young, but first getting into football. I talked about how I knew of Marco van Basten just from watching football highlights, but at the same time at AC Milan, Ruud Gullit, Frank Rijkaard, two of the best central midfielders of the last couple of decades. Brilliant. Not seen Ruud Gullit on this list actually, maybe he'll be soon. Johan Niskens, another Ajax and Barcelona player. A lot of Dutch players have played for both of those teams. Dennis Bergkamp again, so good, man. We watched that one on one of the previous videos, his goal for the Netherlands against Argentina in World Cup 98. One of the best finishes ever. Such a good player again from that Arsenal Invincibles team as well. Classy player. Ronald Koeman, another for Ajax and Barca. And again, when I was first getting into football, when I was very, very young, I knew of him just his free kicks. Unstoppable free kicks. And for it says here, sweeper for a defender. His goal scoring record was just unbelievable, man. I think he's the highest goal scoring defender ever, actually. Oh, there he is, big Ruud. So, yeah, tell me more about Ruud Gullit and Rijkaard and that connection. Would you say it's like a sort of Xavi and Iniesta of the late 80s, early 90s? Both played for AC Milan at the same time, both played for the Netherlands. What was it like having those two in your team? Won the Ballon d'Or as well. Oh, there he is, man. Classy. That finish, was it the Euros, from out wide, just crossed right over the goalkeeper. And one of my biggest sadnesses of football is his career being curtailed through injury. Look at that goal scoring record. He could have been one of the best, up there with R9 Ronaldo. I think he was, man. I think it's fair to say he was, but what a player, man. That was how I fell in love with football, was guys like Marco van Basten, 3 times Ballon d'Or, man. Whoa. I mean, he is up there with, oh, there he is, Johan, of course, man. Not just about how good of a player Johan Cruyff was, his influence in all of modern day football, tiki-taka football, that Barcelona team that was probably the best club team ever, the Ajax of all the last couple of decades, the mid-90s, the time he was playing, that Spain team that won the Euros, the World Cup, playing that tiki-taka, it was his style. He was the originator, man. The Cruyff turn as well. I was a kid growing up in Scotland, playing football, trying to do the Cruyff turn, man. What a inspirational footballer. But great list. Tell me if there's anybody that was missing from that list. How do you feel being from the Netherlands and producing so much amazing footballers, man? These are just players that are respected in every other country. Anybody that knows football, that loves football, will love pretty much all of these players. Absolutely brilliant. Who's the future? Players like this, Xavi Simon, who do you think has got the best chance of being one of these type of greats in your current team and the future? And tell me your favourite Dutch player ever. Tell me what you think about this list too. Thanks.